Our feedlot is a commercial feedlot that was started in 1982 when some families got together and realized they could do more together than they could apart. And that has continued. It was a 3,000 head yard then, and now it's a 48,000 head yard. You know, our shortest resource is labor today. And that high quality labor and spending more time with our employees and staying engaged is going to continue to be a challenge. And so anytime we can utilize technology so that we can improve the quality of how we're communicating and how we're taking care of those cattle, that's a plus for all of us. So we're always being asked to stay in control with our processes, and part of that is IDing cattle. And so it's really important that we can take efforts to be able to identify cattle in many ways. We need to manage cattle as individuals. And so one thing we do is we like to have a visual ID, so each animal is uniquely identified with a visual tag. We call it the duh factor. I want to be able to drive by and say, duh, I can see something there. But then we put an electronic tag in every animal that we feed. And the purpose of that is so that we can communicate with partners both up and down the supply chain. We're then utilizing that electronic tag in packing plants to get data back on every animal that we're harvesting. And so that power in the data is such a powerful tool that I don't think we want to underestimate. We find that getting that data back electronically is very important, because then we can manipulate that data and actually put it into a form that we can drive decisions on. From a consumer standpoint, that we're delivering a safe product with confidence, that they know that they're getting a product that doesn't have any withdrawal challenges. Anything that we ever do to an animal while it's here is being recorded and tied to that electronic tag. And so by simply scanning that tag, we know everything about where they originally came from and what we've done while they've been here. And so that just is another way to demonstrate confidence to consumers that we're in control with our processes and the food that they're eating is safe. So 2019 has definitely been the year that's been set up that we'll never forget, but would like to. It's one of those years that it'll put a sword on a lot of us in this industry. It's one thing that we're going to have to do that on an individual basis with our cattle though too. And so the best way is to have that data available to us, and we're going to utilize that for generations. What's interesting when we look at some of the data sets that we come back and see, we notice that certain model years of cows consistently throw better cattle. Or maybe there's a year that sticks out that doesn't work as well. It's very important to understand that data and compare it. So as we look at some of those things and we look as rough as this weather's been, it's really important that we keep track of this data and make sure that 2019 and the models that we keep out of this one are ones that we want to keep in our herds. Because we need to make sure that we're following up of where do they come from. And by utilizing some of this DNA testing and going back to parentage, we're going to figure those things out quicker and get rid of those kind of problems. And especially as we have to replace some fallout after a year like this. I know we're seeing some preg rates that aren't as strong. We're going to have to replace some of that at a little harder pace. It's really important to have all those tools available to us to make better selections.